Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Trish Issues, the issue where we talk about life, food, travel, and simply a lot of oversharing mixed into real life conversation. And because life's messy happenings doesn't happen alone, I have here one of my dearest friend, Nicole. She will be with us today so we can talk about how we met, what happened in our life this past year, and what we can impart to you guys. So please help me welcome Nicole.
Hi everyone. Hi Trish. How are
Hi,
you?
how are you, Nicole?
I'm good.
How's life been?
So far, so good.
Maybe we should start with how we met in your perspective first.
Okay, so Trish and I met through a friend, Ati Danica, because she was looking for a substitute host for beer pong that time. So Ati Dan messaged me randomly. She was like, "Hey, are you up to be a host for beer pong?" And I was like, "Yeah, okay, just message this girl and just go to trademark." So I changed immediately and went there. And then from that time, we just clicked. Wow.
Wow.
Automatically clicked.
So for everyone that doesn't know about Beer Pong Wednesdays is actually a party that we host and it's been running for almost 4 years and it's been our baby and Nicole has been with me since the beginning of the second year.
Yes, second
Yeah.
year.
So when we started our going on to our second year,
Yes.
Nicole came in and then she was right. We just clicked. Even for everyone, they thought you were like me. You
Yes.
sounded like me.
So we were really like, no, match made in heaven.
Wow.
Charot. Match made in heaven.
So, what was your first impression of me?
You were so intimidating. Yeah,
Wow.
very intimidating. I think you get that a lot,
I do get
right?
that a lot, yes.
Because when I first approached you, I thought you were Maldita.
Is it my face? Do I have a
It's your
maldita
face. You
look?
have an RBF.
Really? I
Yeah.
I don't think I do, but people do tell me sometimes that I do unless I
Yes.
start smiling.
But after that, okay, ramande ka. Yeah.
Wow. When did you
Di
realize
ba,
I was
during
fine?
our first I would call you Ate Trish. Ate Trish.
And then now,
Trish na lang.
my first impression of you was you were kind of shy. So at first I thought, okay, maybe it's not gonna work out because I've had a few hosts come in for beer pong, like maybe three or four before you, and I was like, I really need someone to do this with me, like full time because I needed to travel. Like,
Yeah, I know you left me.
yeah,
After my audition, you
yes,
left me and you went to
Bali.
Bali,
I went to
yeah.
Bali for
For like a month?
almost 2 months.
Oh, di
So I
ba?
left you and you did fine. You survived.
I did. Shout out to Ray, Dom,
Who else?
Ernest
Hi
for
guys.
helping me.
So those were the like core beer pong team in the first
Yes.
few years. And of course, shout out to Ernest. How are you? Ernest was one of my first promoters,
Yeah, I remember.
actually. So that's why I'm not, surprised.
Trish issues.
I would say that meeting you at that time was serendipitous because in that very moment I was also getting busy with other things in my life and I thought like I can't do beer pong like the whole like every week.
I came in your life in
The right
the right
time. The
time.
right time, the right
Diba?
moment.
You waited for me pila ka years.
Yeah, so I would like to thank my friend Danica, wherever you are. Thank you for introducing me to Nicole, of course. And isn't it she knew you because you were also best friends with her
Sister
younger
Nikki.
sister. So
Yeah.
it was
Hi,
like a
Nick.
best friend crossover.
Uh-huh.
So I would say like a lot has happened then. And
Yes.
because we're not just telling everyone how we met, we're gonna tell them the nitty gritty of how we came about, our
Yes.
friendship, our career.
How we built our foundation.
Wow.
'Di ba? Ang foundation sa tong
So how long
friendship.
have you known me at this point?
Almost 3 years.
Actually,
Yeah,
I would say so
almost
also.
3 years. I really
Mm.
found a sister in her, diba,
Wow. Yeah,
guys?
ka naman. Asa yung tissue natin? So I met you also when you were in college, and that's why it
Yes.
was the right fit for me because I was doing other work, other jobs, and I had beer pong. But you were kind of like my transition to the college people, which
Yeah.
are the ones that actually enjoy beer pong. How was that having work during your college days?
For me, um, I think all my friends know that school for me was just a side hustle.
Wow.
Just kidding. But I would go to Trademark
Mm-hmm.
every weekend, but I didn't really know beer pong.
Mm-hmm.
It was actually a friend who introduced me to beer pong also, but I
Okay.
didn't host by that time. I was just like new to it, and it was kind of fun. So I started bringing friends also
Over to beer
before, yeah,
pong.
over to beer pong, and then when Ati Dan approached me, yes, I was shy, but it was kind of like I was kind of game
Yeah, you
because
already knew what was
yeah,
happening
yeah.
because you would visit.
And I love being around people also. It's the
Ooh.
extrovert in me.
Should we shout out who was bringing you there?
No lang. No lang.
Okay, shout out to whoever. Thank you for bringing her to beer pong. So, because of that, you also kind of grew up in beer pong and as well as in the nightlife and transitioned to you graduating.
Yes. Thanks to beer pong and trademark, I met a lot of people there who are my friends now, family. And then I also had a lot of opportunities
Yeah.
because of that.
I
Because of
think what a lot of people have a misconception of, and I guess I can say this to myself as well, because my brief background back in college was also nightlife, and not just nightlife, but just being in the industry. So, for everyone that does not know me, I actually started working when I was pretty young, when I was 18, and I started working as a Red Bull Wings team. At this point, I realized I wanted to work, hustle, and also finish
finish the
school.
school.
And right after that, I just got into the scene as well. And people didn't understand, or even my parents didn't understand way back when, like, why nightlife? Why do we have to be out?
Out.
And coming from a very strict family, like you know this,
Yes.
my parents back then and my friends when I was younger would know this, that my parents back then were super strict, to the point that there's this funny story that when I started working for Red Bull, shout out to Bern, my parents wrote a letter to my boss because we were sleeping over on in a hotel for the work, because the work was overnight, and of course, like, instead of us going home to our respective houses, we were booked in a hotel just so we can sleep. And mind you, I'm like going 19 at this point, so I'm not young.
Love ka ni Tito, tita.
Yeah, so what they would do is they would look for me, and my mom she had this, I don't know, just this way that if it's not done her way, it's my way or the highway, right? So I got that from her as well, and there are some highs and lows of that, but it has made me a great person as to this day, and I wouldn't change it otherwise. But that specific moment in my life, I was so embarrassed. Like, imagine being almost 19.
Yes, and then your parents are like still,
They're still like looking for you, trying
and
to
all your
stop
friends are
you.
like, Trish, why is your parents calling you?
Yes,
Like,
or like
diba?
all my parents. Oh, there was also an incident that really like changed my brain chemistry, because my parents just, I guess, because I am their child and I've allowed it. Like, they didn't know boundaries, and there was a specific time where there was an event where it really changed not just me but all of my friends, and I thank them to this day that they were able to understand, like, my background, my family background, and everything. And I know that my parents love me, and I know that they only wish me well. But at that point in my life, it was just so hard to understand. So working into nightlife was such
So,
a complete 180 for me. Like, all of my high school friends would say,
yeah, I know. Like, how did you do all
yeah,
that?
so
How?
I was a straight edge student, straight A's, always honor student. I wouldn't wear
For a
sleeveless.
fact.
Yes, for a fact. Sleeveless. And when I was almost graduating college, I went 180 and I was drinking, I was partying. People were asking me where to party. Like I was the
Influencer.
nightlife influencer before there was a nightlife influencer, and I felt like, oh, like this could be my life. But at the same time, I was like, okay, it might not be it for me. I still enjoy what I do. I still enjoy marketing, but I wasn't so sure if it was gonna be nightlife through and through, right? So how about you? Like with regards to nightlife, how was that with your parents?
So my parents aren't that strict. They aren't that conservative. I think I brought my mom and dad to Trademark also, and you met them, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
and they were just cool with it. I think one thing working in the nightlife industry, it wasn't that hard for me because I wouldn't ask permission from my parents.
Yeah.
Na I'll go to work at this time, at this hour, and they would even cover for me, ha. Because
Yeah.
the strict one is my lola, because we all live in the same house, and they would just cover for me. It's like, uy, don't post this on Facebook, don't post this on Instagram, because your lola might see this. So shout out to my mom and dad. Thanks for making it
Shout out
easy
Tito
for
and
me.
Tita. Well, I wouldn't say that it was hard. I would say it was hard for them to understand at first, and then eventually they got the hang of it
But
because
it was a good thing that you didn't take
Yeah.
it in a wrong way or negatively. Like, mura kag wala nag-rebel, diba? Because
yeah.
some kids would do that, diba? Like, to spite their
I feel like I was
parents.
also raised in a way that I wasn't ungrateful for like what they've done for me. Like I up to this day, I know I have the most supportive parents ever. Even to the events that I have now, they still come through and like they still show up, even though I don't ask them to really show up. And I feel like a lot of kids didn't have that growing up as
Yeah.
well. So I am thankful for what my parents has done for me, and I don't have that appreciation for them until I grew older and like finally understood like life. I wouldn't say like I understand what being a parent is, but because I've been with people or I've interacted with people that wasn't as lucky as me in terms
Yeah,
of
it's really a
like
privilege to have like supportive parents
yeah,
growing up, right?
it's not the whole time that they're gonna be this
Yeah.
person. Like they're also just learning how to take care of a person,
Yeah, it's
another
their
person.
first time also, diba?
Yeah, and I'm the eldest child. You're the eldest child,
Same.
so
Twin, twin.
So as for me, like what I said, my career grew from being a Red Bull Wings team, which was one of the best experience I've had in my life because it then shaped me into becoming a marketeer.
Yeah.
And from that on, all of my jobs after that just flowed. So I worked for a tech company as a marketing for 6 months. We were absorbed by a company right after graduation, and I was a hustler, so I get a lot of opportunities, and I'm thankful for that. Like doors always open for me. Right after the 6 months project I had with that tech company, I worked for Heineken for
Yeah.
2 years, had a small break.
Oh, diba?
Yeah, and then worked for Asmara, and then I worked for Trademark, and now we are in our own kind of like projects as well. So we
Yes.
have Outbox, our baby, Outbox and Co.
Yes.
Which is me, AJ, and Nicole. And we've accepted a lot of projects. And now we're also here in the studio, BPS Studios, which is such a great opportunity. And I think I wouldn't have also thought of a better like workmate or colleague other than you. So how is
But
it?
we've come a long way.
Yes.
You know, we've had issues in the past.
Trish issues.
Trish issues, but now I guess communication is really key, diba?
Yeah, I feel like, when you were also going through it, like the graduation, like,
Yes.
tell us about that. Like, from being a graduating student to finding work and finding the balance of your career now. How is it?
So when I was in fourth year, I did my internship with Marvic and Ed.
Yeah.
Shout out to Marvic and Ed. Thank you so much.
Shout out to Trademark.
That was my HR internship. And then after that, I was preparing for our mock boards. So it was really hard juggling the nightlife work and then the mock boards as well. So I really had to stop working for you, right? Working for Beerpong and working as a promoter also. So when I stopped, I really did focus on my mock boards, and thankfully I passed
With flying colors.
with flying colors. Yeah, and then after that, because I stopped working with you and then I stopped working at Trademark, I felt kind of lost, you know, because my whole college life was centered jud sa nightlife, di ba? I basically grew up sa beer pong and then with you guys, and then like na-stop lang siya marag asa man ko po niton like ingon ana
Where are you
gani.
going after?
Like I wasn't sure if I would really like pursue what I studied like sa HR good, or do I really want to like continue sa nightlife or like marketing, because I was working now with you sa Sinulog Fest.
Yeah.
But that's another issue also. The reason why I stopped beer pong that time.
That's another issue.
That's
You make
another
it seem like it was my issue.
Yeah. That was my issue. Yeah, but it was because of school also,
Yeah.
diba? The reason for that. But
I feel like we have been through a lot. Like even for me, like growing as not just a team player but also a team leader.
yes,
It was a learning curve for me to have you
that
guys.
Sinulog Fest was
a
big-
canon event.
Was a canon event.
It was a
real,
canon
real.
event.
It was an eye-opening.
Yeah, I feel
diba?
like I've learned a lot about myself during that time.
Yeah, same here.
Like when you're in a lot of stress and a lot of pressure, people underestimate
yeah.
what happens, like emotionally, mentally, physically, and we were tested in all
Yes.
aspects. And I feel like because I come off as a very strong person, I have a very strong personality, people rarely see when I'm down. It's hard for them to know like when it's too much for me already. So I felt like during that time, all these too much just became too much, too much, too much,
Yeah.
too much. And I could only do so much. So I learned a lot about myself during that time. I learned a lot about you and the dynamics that,
Over friendship,
Yeah.
right?
and I feel like that's also something that a lot of you should learn, that if you do want to work with your friends, or because we started as workmates.
Yes, we were close during
Yeah.
beer pong days, but we weren't as close as pareha karon,
Yeah.
diba? Because before we wouldn't like talk about these kind of things, and then now we can talk about it without feeling, you know, because
Yeah.
before I was afraid to
She was
speak
afraid of me,
my
basically.
feelings. Like I would just ask my friend Bridget, like, oh, you message Trish, ikaw nila ingon ani
Yeah.
niya. I would tell her that, and she would be so annoyed, like, stand the fuck up, like talk to her. It's like, no, I'm so afraid of her. But now, like,
I think the dynamics was because we also started as workmates,
Workmates,
and then
yeah.
eventually just became friends, right? So at that point, for me, it was like, okay, like, doesn't she understand the work dynamic at this
Yeah.
point? Like, work and friendship is two different things, and she should separate
separate.
it. So at this point, like, Bridget also has a very strong personality. Shout out to Bridget.
yes.
And so Bridget would be in the middle, and I would be more annoyed that you wouldn't talk to me
Yeah.
directly. So there was a point where this kind of like clashed, and I felt like we just needed a break from each other and
Yeah.
just understand.
We really had a break, guys. As in, like, if we see each other at Trademark, we would just, hi, hello, Trish. And then, parang wala lang.
And
She was so annoyed at us. Like, she wouldn't talk to us, and she would do some things on purpose, I swear.
What was
I know
it?
her.
What was it? What was it? There was a time where I was very petty because imagine these ungrateful brats would say, "Oh, I can't do this, I can't do that," and I'm like, "Okay, like I'm fine with that," but then would show up to a function, and I'm like, "You wouldn't do this and that, but
She
like
was
you're gonna show up right here, like get the." Yeah.
Yeah.
But, I'm happy that we've worked past that. And I
Yeah.
feel like we never really had like a misunderstanding.
Yeah.
Like in terms of like a personal, it was more of like,
Work, right?
yeah, the work
Diba?
dynamics was not working so well at
I
this
think
point.
also it was my first time like working with you na very big gani
Yeah, and
ang
under
kuan, under
pressure.
pressure like
You were really my right hand at that
yeah, I really
point.
didn't know what to do, but it was also my first time.
Yeah.
And then I didn't know how to address it. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like you were attacking me personally.
Yeah.
So that's why I was asking Bridget for help. Like, Saint, help me with Trish.
Yeah, but then I guess what you didn't understand at that point was, and also for myself, is that sometimes when you lead such a big group under so much pressure, you're also lost in the process. And I felt like I translated that lostness, if that's what you call it, like just that feeling, and I translated and projected that onto all of you, especially you, because instead, this is my number one issue with Nicole back then. My number one issue with Nicole back then was she would just give up. And I know her. She's very much like me. She has strong will. She's a hustler. And for her to give up like right before the things happen, it was just insanely
I
annoying.
swear, guys, we would work at a cafe to fix our issues and
fix
stuff.
something.
Like she would shout at me like, Nicole.
No, I would hold it back for like a while, and then she would not answer. She would go nonverbal, and I'm like, I cannot answer this for you. Like, what are you trying to do? And so like I would be like, Nicole, what? Like, that annoying sibling,
Yeah.
like when you're trying to tutor your sibling and they're like not listening, like they're like you're like talking to them and teaching them this is how you do it. The next time you ask them, they're just gonna do the same thing and they didn't even listen to. And that was the
Because I was
whole
really,
emotion.
really like, I don't know, all
Overwhelmed.
over the place na. I
Yeah.
really didn't know what to do. And I was like, bahala na lang ni Uy. If like si Trish, masuko na ko. Okay lang. Kay Marag, I really didn't know what to do na good. I swear.
Yeah, I remember I would just like we had a workmate, and this workmate, shout out to Hani. He
My savior.
Yeah, he didn't have the best like free time.
Yeah.
I would just say free time.
time.
And I would be like, no, Honey has to come here.
Yeah,
Honey
he would sacrifice that free time
for
to
us,
help me.
to help Nicole, because there was no one who could answer this. We were all assigned into a specific area of the job. And for her to not be able to answer to me, I cannot answer for her. Like,
Yeah.
I cannot look at the data and just, oh, this is it. I'm not AI. So I had to have someone back her up. And that person was the one figuring it out for her. And I'm like looking at Nicole, like, why is Hani the
I
one
was
figuring
just
this
sitting
out?
sitting beside Hani. It's like, Nicole, naunsa naman ka dira? It's like,
And I would give her
please.
so many chances to like just fix it. And I'm just like, and at this point, you
Yeah.
have to understand my point of
My
view.
frustration is also
Like, I was like, oh my God, we've been in this thing for days.
for weeks.
For weeks.
2 weeks
And
na, right?
To a point that it also overlapped in another
Other
project. And it
projects.
was like, oh my God, is this like at that very moment I questioned, is this the right decision that I've started my own thing, doing my own thing, because I can't even handle this. Like, why can I handle more and etc. But like eventually like we found our groove.
I was also like doubting myself na. I was
Yeah.
like ngano ako man, like wala di jud ko kay ani bugo jud ko ba, but like ni thinks sad ko ato nga like dili pod ko pilion ni Trish if like dili ko
Yeah.
kamaw ato, pero like with all the things happening, like ang first na lang nako nga murag dapat nako ganan buhaton kay mo give up na lang jud.
So shout out to
Hani, Bridget,
Annie, Bridget,
AJ,
AJ.
and Jana for
Yes.
for being patient with me, with us.
That was such a hilarious moment, and that was January of this year.
January of this year, imagine.
So-
Nag-F4 ami kadali og mga 1 month lang, guys.
Eh,
1 month, 2
dito 1
months.
month.
1 month or 2 months di
Dito
ay.
1 month. When did we start?
I
working?
think March.
We were not talking until March.
March,
And then
yeah.
April we started talking again.
Yeah.
Well, I needed a break from you guys also.
Same. We're like, because we've been at each other's throat for
Yeah,
like 2
like-
weeks or like
No, a
1
month,
month,
a
good,
month,
1
a
month. Yeah.
And it was a crazy
And then after
experience.
that, kay there was like this whole issue. So like hatod-hatod the Syria and everything. So
Yeah.
like added fuel to the fire. So like,
Well, I would say that this year was again my canon event,
yeah,
and if
same.
you guys watch Marvick and Michelle's episode, you will find out about me being the interviewee. But I would say like because of what we've been through and what I've been through in my other
But
friendships
I'm
as
thankful
well.
it happened.
Yeah, me
Because look
too.
at us now.
Yeah. I guess like I wouldn't also be where I am right now. Like being here, being able to, now I have a deeper understanding of myself and I know when to like pause and like
Would you
just
say because of that whole
yeah.
issue, not really issue, but
I love how we
because
like always refer to something as an issue and nobody knows
no,
what the issue is. I would say like not just that. It was just for me I did feel and for my whole life I've always been surrounded by people.
wait, January 2025 felt like a whole year
Yeah, it did.
because
It
of the
did.
whole.
It did. Not just that. It just felt like during that time I felt so isolated, especially because I was no longer talking to a lot of my close friends and that's another story.
Story.
But it was also because I was going through such a tough time that when I lost you as well, it was like, okay, so maybe I'm the problem. Like maybe I'm doing something wrong, etc. And I had to really reflect and go back within myself, like, oh, like what did I do wrong? What did I, etc. And a lot of the times I realized that I pinpoint, okay, I shouldn't be doing this, I shouldn't be doing that, and etc. But there are also things that are still in the back of my head, and I still want an explanation for. But then growing up also means that you have to just let go of the things that are not going to be explained to you.
Yeah.
Like it is hard at first. It is such a hard pill to swallow. Probably the hardest
Hard
pill.
spill.
Hardest pill I had to swallow this year. But I realized that if people are meant to be in your life, they will stay in your life.
Yes.
Even
I
if
agree
you
to
be
that.
far away for months on ends or years on ends, you would eventually find each other and find each other back in each other's life. Or
What's meant to be will always find a way.
and I feel like I had a really tough time letting go of a lot of people.
So you were holding on to things.
I was holding on to the idea. And I feel like it doesn't just go on to my friendships, but also it goes on to my relationships as well. I felt like I held on longer than I should have. And this year I learned that letting go is also a strength,
Yes.
and for me, like with you, it was again serendipitous because eventually we found our way to each other's life, and
But it wasn't really that personal between
yeah,
us, right?
that's true. I feel like it was more personal with another person, and because you were hanging out with that person a lot,
Yeah.
it felt a little bit like amplified.
But I think I also know sa ko part na it was bad of me not reaching out to you.
Yeah.
Like I was just shutting you out, like and like letting Bridget talk to you, diba?
Yeah.
Instead of like gusto ko
Confronting,
ni confronting
yeah.
you. But maybe because like you know me as a person, I
Yeah.
hate confrontation. So
I know a lot of people that hate confrontations, and I mean, if it does work well for them and it gives them peace, so be it now. But before, I really couldn't take it. Like you have to tell me, like tell me, like you have to explain to me. But then now I did learn along the way, and there's still
now you really can't force people,
cannot, you
right, to
cannot.
communicate with you.
like there are certain limits to how people can reach out to you, and also certain limits to how much you reach out for them. It's like, do you want to keep chasing for an answer, or do you want to keep living your life and moving forward? And that was, I feel like, the biggest change that happened to my life this year, because I had to constantly think about, okay, where am I at life right now and where do I want to be, as compared to, do I keep holding on to the life that I had? And I feel like I resonated with you once we aligned again.
Yeah.
And I feel like also I've been very, very just in control of my emotions. And it just happened that when I'm at peace, everything I do is at peace. And everything I attract is at peace. So I feel like we also didn't align at a
Yeah.
certain point. And so instead of us like being together and clashing, we had to be separated to
Yeah.
deal with our own
And then
things.
like nag-take time lang jud ta to
Yeah.
like process things. And I really admire you for like reflecting ba
Yeah.
from all that issues.
Issues. Well,
Yeah.
I feel like I am thankful that God thinks I'm his greatest warrior.
Yeah.
And I really went through that. And I wouldn't say, like, oh, I'm the victim. No, I'm not a victim. I am growing up. And that's simply how it is. And I feel like a lot of the people out there still misunderstand me. And I used to think, okay, I need to explain myself to
Let
this
people
person.
misunderstand you.
And this year, I've learned that, you can misunderstand me. You can have an opinion of me. But those who matter and those that are close to my life and those that are really important to me will know who the true me is.
Yeah.
And I don't have to explain myself to them. Because once we got back to each other's life, you also realize, like,
Yes.
it was different.
It
And
was different. Like our friendship now is so much different than before, good. Like we have boundaries now, like
yeah.
we get it when we don't want to talk to each other,
Exactly.
like 'di ba?
And I feel like I also, for me, because I was so enmeshed. I don't know if you know that word. I learned this in English class in freshman. My teacher made us read an essay. It was called enmeshment, and I've always used that word. When you're enmeshed with people, and it's such a Filipino thing actually, you always want to be with each other.
Yes.
Like, and you always want to have someone there. But then when you also just look upon into yourself and realize, okay, I can be with my own company, with myself, and I enjoyed that. And it was such a great experience to just learn to be alone and learn to do things.
On your own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that for me is, I guess, one of the biggest things in my lifetime as to this day. And after that, everything just aligned for me. How about you? Where are you right now? In your 20s also. Because you're in your early 20s and I'm in my late 20s. So you're like, I'm not saying you're following me, but I'm a little bit ahead of you. So how about you? Like, how is it navigating your 20s?
Right now, I think I wanna achieve a lot of things, but in my own pace lang. Like
Yeah.
I wanna achieve a lot of things, pero mura ganig like ang time kay murag dili pa ihatag.
Yeah.
Like sometimes, di ba? Because it was really hard for me after college finding
Yeah.
a job. Like I really didn't know what to do. Because we were not friends that time
Yeah.
pa, and it was just me. Like I would sit in my own misery and like unsa naman ni, like ni graduate na ko, why can't I find a job? Like
Yeah.
I've been applying to a lot of jobs and then wala man jud. So like unsa man ni, Lord tabangi ko, like ingon ani ba jud ni?
Then I called you.
And then kato na time kay like we were okay na.
Yeah.
Like I don't remember asa tato nagka-friends balik.
I feel like we talked about it. Like we finally had a conversation about it.
Yeah.
And I told you, for me, like working relationship is really different from personal relationship because I feel like your work persona and your personal persona shouldn't
Yeah.
mix up.
Mix up.
Because if you try to mix that up, it's a whole lot of chaos. And I feel like once you understood, okay, like I can separate my personal life from my work life with Trish, I think that's when we also started to get a hang
Yeah.
about working with each other.
Yeah, I guess like after that talk, I started going to beer pong again because I had a lot of free time na.
Yeah.
So I started hosting again. But I told you like, oh, like this is only temporary because
Yeah.
I'm looking for a job. And then I would still look for jobs. And then I would complain to my friends na like, basin matambay na lang jud ko kay
Yeah.
wala jud ko work, dili jud ko gusto ani. But then my friends like, 1 month pa man lang ka ni
Yeah.
graduate, so pahuway lang sa. But you know, I'm a hustler and I
Yeah.
didn't wanna stay in bed all day and do nothing, diba? So like na-stress good ko. And then beer pong, like every Wednesday lang ba yan na. And then wala jud ko naanad. And then I would do work for her also, but like ginagmay lang good.
Yeah.
And then I get a message from her on a random day. Like, call, appeal, ani no work, like blah, blah, blah. Send me your resume and all that stuff. And then after that, we started hanging out again.
Yeah.
Every day na to, nagbalik tag hang
Yeah.
out, diba? We would go to cafes and then like,
Because we had to work now.
we had to work
together.
like right away. And then, yes, so good ato. And then things just start, not really like, nindot na gyud nga kuan,
Yeah.
but like, things started to get better na after that. Like, we went to Manila for work.
Yeah,
And then,
our first time in Manila.
First time in Manila in such a long time. And then, after that, like, I started working again sa Outbox.
Mm-hmm.
And then, we're feeling na ko to kay nani direction akong life. So, thank you so much, Trish.
Oh, thank you also
My-
for working with me again. And I feel like,
Yes.
this worked out because you were also willing to open your arms
yeah.
with me again. And
I really didn't think na you'd like to work with me after that. But like, I think I really
you
showed
underestimated
you.
yourself also. I feel
Yeah.
like I give a lot of patience to a lot of people, and it might not look that way, but I give a lot of chances to people. And
Yes.
once that, that chances, mahurot na nga chances, then it's bye-bye for
Ikapila
me.
naman ko nga bar ato.
Napaka 3 bars.
3 bars.
So, na-break
Sige.
man ka.
Break. So,
naka-break man
I
ka.
think better jud to nga nagka-break ta kay para
Yeah.
like na pangita na to ang atong selves ba.
Yeah, I'd rather appreciate that than just ghosting.
Yeah.
Like,
same.
I would feel a lot more confident and comfortable talking back or talking with you again if it wasn't on a personal level, right?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like a lot of the things or friendships that ended for me, it was in such a personal level that I felt personally attacked by it. And despite that, nobody was willing to explain to me. Nobody wanted me to know what was going on. And it felt
Yeah, more
like...
sad kag na blind ato na
Yeah.
time, right?
And, even until now, there's no explanation. But I guess for me, it's okay because...
But you really can't force.
Yeah, I've accepted it. I've also moved on with my life, and I would say I've been the happiest I've been.
Yes.
Like, I'm in a really great relationship right
The key
now.
to having a good life lang jud is to let go of things that no longer serve you. Kay if you keep on holding onto things nga kanang ganahan na gani nga mo wala
let go.
nga mo let
Yeah.
go kay murag ana na noon ka nga murag
It's like
up,
the
right?
mind is like a cage, and if you keep keeping that bird inside that cage, it's just gonna try to annoy you and
Yeah,
just
real.
consume you. And do you really want people that are no longer in your life to live rent free in your head?
Yes, kaswerte good nila.
Well, in my heart, there is still a space for those people because
But it's really hard to let go good of people nga
that I genuinely
big
cared
part
about.
kayo sa imo
Yeah.
life, di ba?
I mean, even with relationships, it was hard for me to let go of like short-term relationships. But at the same time, I knew because I had so much love to give, I had so much care, and I have so much patience for a lot of people that when it's time to let go, it's hard for me to like, I also get disoriented. And I feel like with you, because of that break, and AJ was still with me, and AJ
Yeah.
was with me the whole time. I also appreciate you, AJ. Shout out to you.
Yes.
It was also easy for me to kind of like still understand you despite you not being there, because it felt like
But
AJ's
he would
presence.
update us.
Yeah.
Nga like, oh, si Church like this, like that. And I would just say to him na, oh, like, be there for her kay wala
Yeah.
miya nga time.
Yeah, I mean, it was a nice thing because I had to also go through it alone.
Yeah.
In retrospect, I mean, I had a lot of friends around me still that genuinely I love and I care for, and I have the biggest heart for in the world, for them being there for me.
But really, at the end of the day,
You only have yourself.
yeah, and ikaw ra jud ang maka-fix anang mga
Yeah.
issues sa imong kuan.
And another thing for me was I also got closer to my family, because now I also got to focus on, them. And I realized, oh, my sister, my brother
Yeah.
is getting older, my parents are getting older, and I got to spend more time with them because I was spending less time with the friendship dynamics of it. Like, I was also always so FOMO that I didn't want to miss out on anything, but then I realized I was missing out on another aspect of my life. And I feel like now that I'm grown up, I I have a bigger appreciation again for my parents, for my younger siblings, and genuinely for myself because I also didn't take a pause and realize how much I've been through
And how much
to,
you're missing out on other things
yeah,
also because you were focused on
other
other
things.
things.
And now, like, I feel like at 28, I do actually understand the advices of people. And this is what I always tell you.
Yeah.
Like, it might not sink in right now. It might not be something that's easy to explain or like easy to just define within yourself. Because all these advice, they're good advice. But you're not gonna understand it
Understand it.
unless you like parang seep it
Isud
in
yun
you.
nimo, di
Yeah,
ba? Like,
so like isulod
take
jud
it with a
nimo
grain of,
and then you realize, oh, okay, like that's what they were talking about. And I feel like you right now, I'm seeing a lot of myself with you as you grow up and I realized like I needed a me also at that time and I didn't want anyone to like and I'm happy that you listen to me at some
yes.
point, at sometimes,
Sometimes.
sometimes,
Sometimes.
cue sometimes. And it's nice because I get to impart the things that, I wish someone had told me when I was also your age.
Yeah.
I mean, I would say people did tell me, but I was very stubborn as well. So,
Yeah, I think naliwat ko ni mo ng stubborn na part.
yeah. I would say that adult friendships, it's a different breed than the friendships that you form in your high school days,
Yeah.
your college days, and also even in your, work days, if
Yeah.
for the lack of a better term. Because adult friendships are really the friendships where you have found an understanding towards another person and you don't just understand them in a surface level, you understand them deeply.
Deeply.
And from then on, you realize like, okay, I want to be able to have this kind of friendship all throughout my life. And then you keep that friendship. And then same goes with you. Like you are growing up right now, you are also, my friend would like to say, you're also in your purging season.
Purging.
So you're basically purging the people that are no longer serving you and etc. And you will still meet people that are temporary. You will still meet people that might be permanent. I still have a lot of the genuine people I have in my life,
Yeah,
even from
same.
before. And I'm thankful for them every day because it makes me, no longer question that I'm not a bad person. Like,
Yes.
because a lot of these friendships that left me, it also made me think like, am I a bad person? Am I am I the problem? Am I etc. Blah blah blah. And then I realized, oh, I still have these friendships that didn't go away, and it
Yes.
makes me
You
feel
really
like,
just have to find your people.
and that's okay, right?
Yes.
Like you don't have to be everyone's people
You don't have to be everyone's cup of tea.
or everyone's vitamins. I don't know, like you can't, and you have
Yes.
to stop forcing yourself.
Real, but with me, I'm just so thankful that I'm very consistent with my friends. Like
Yeah.
the friends I have now, we've known each other since kinder and we're
Yeah.
still friends until now. I'm glad that I didn't have to go through like friendship breakups, like
Yeah.
things like that. Because with me, I really have a hard time letting go of people and with confrontations and all that stuff. So if like you drop the car or like we're no longer friends, then I really didn't treat you as a friend. Kay,
Yeah.
it was easy lang for me to let you go ba.
Ooh,
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, I would also give you an advice, like just because I also experienced it late in my life where people started cutting me off or I started cutting people off. It's not the end of the world.
Yeah, it's really not the end
When
of the
friendships
world.
end, it's not the end of the world. Your life goes on,
But I
you
think
find new friends.
friendship breakups hit different good,
It does.
'di
It
ba?
does. It does. It takes a toll on
Yeah,
you.
I really can't imagine like mag-break up me sa akong friend for like 18 years. Like, no.
No. I
I've known you
mean,
since we were
I have I have two friends that I'm still friends with, even if we're far away. Shout out to Hannah and Offie. They hold dear because they've known me all their lives, and I've known them all their lives, and it's nice because we've shared milestones and also downsides with each other.
yeah.
And I feel like when you have that kind of friendship with certain people, and I also have my adult friends like you,
Yeah.
AJ, Taz, Jerol, and all these people that are
People.
in my life right now that also made me appreciate the adult version of me.
Version.
So there are people, like you said, that has been in your life for 18 years and they've seen you grow. They've seen so many versions of you. And
Yeah.
there's people that are only getting to know this
This
version of
version of,
you.
yeah.
So it's nice. And there was this one TikTok that I really liked because it says like, it is so nice to think about how your exes, for example, knows a different version of you,
You, yeah.
and that version of you no longer exists.
Exists, yeah.
And I feel like that also goes to say with friendship. They might have a version of you
You.
that might have been bad, that might have been like imperfect.
But I think it's also like nice no na they don't know this version of me ng karon, like they know that version na lang ba, because that means like wala na sila access ani nga better me like
Exactly.
inana, 'di ba?
Exactly. And I feel like a lot of these things, when we process it, it doesn't feel right the first time. But eventually it does. And then you
Yeah.
realize, oh,
Like look at us now talking about it, 'di ba?
yeah.
Like
And it's nice. It's refreshing because this year actually was a long year. Don't
Yeah,
get me
this
wrong. It hasn't
year.
ended. It felt fast, but it felt like each
if
month was a
someone will
year.
pay me 1 million to do 2025 again, sorry na lang, imo na lang na imo 1 million. I can't do 2025 again with all
I
the
would-
lessons
I mean,
and
it was hard, but I feel like it has shaped me to becoming the person I am.
yeah, same, but like grabe ka na 2025. Please.
The character development is development.
Developmenting.
Yes.
Real.
So because we've tackled our friendship, let's talk about love life.
Yes.
Are you single?
Very single.
Okay. So what are you looking for in a guy right now?
Um
Do you know already?
I actually don't know yet.
Okay.
To be honest, like I think like I haven't figured myself out good. So I just want to focus on myself.
Okay.
And then if kaibaw na ko as a person, then for sure the right guy will come.
So does that mean you're also figuring out your boundaries right now?
Yes, I think I still have a lot of things to work on because I only have one ex. And I don't think na I learned a lot from that relationship because
You're too young.
I know I'm too young pa jud ato na time, but like I don't think ako to na katong mga na-happen ba kay ako to na
Na-process.
na process like ako jud to like gilearn feel na ko like I think wala na ko gitake ako healing seriously because moving here like I met a lot of guys and I can say na like murag ni balik ako ex in different fonts.
I wouldn't. Okay.
'Di ba?
I wouldn't shame you for that because I also went through the same things where I was looking for the same person in different bodies.
Like I just attract the same guy like
And you know, it also came later on in my life when I started figuring out myself more and I started getting to know myself more that I started attracting the people that I want to be in my life.
you really know yourself when you're kanang in a relationship or when you're with a guy gani because like then you'd know na I don't have self-respect, I don't have boundaries nga ra jud makita tanan.
And I guess like that's something you learn if you keep on dating. So I feel like you shouldn't stop yourself from dating people from I wouldn't say make a lot of mistakes because if I had to turn
Ako
back
mo to
time,
manggod kay 20s are for wasting your time.
I wouldn't
Joke.
say that. And that's from me.
That was 2023, Nicole.
So for me, I would say otherwise because I feel like despite me doing a lot of great things in my 20s, I also did a lot of questionable decisions. And, you know, it did shape me, but I wish I just didn't go
At
through
what
them.
cost,
Yeah.
right?
I wish I just didn't go through them because to constantly put yourself in that situation
Yeah.
over and over,
Over
again
again.
is actually pretty dumb,
Yeah.
if I may say. So I wouldn't say don't. You should actually make mistakes at least once, but please don't repeat that mistakes over and over,
Over
and over
again,
again.
yeah.
And this goes to all of you right now. And in the previous episode, we talked about dating and the dating life of Tess and Jerome. But quite honestly, that's what people underestimate. When you are a person that has not figured out what you want, what you need, and just essentially yourself, you will keep attracting the same people.
Yes.
The same people over and over and over again. And you're like saying like, why are you not ready for me? Why are you like this for me? Why don't you want this for me? And then it goes to say like, have I asked myself if I'm also ready?
Yeah.
Have I asked myself if I want this with this person? Three of the questions that I asked myself that really led me to this year and really, I wouldn't say like having the best relationship because I'm also trying, just still navigating the relationship I have now, is that do I know my boundaries? That's number one.
Yeah.
First of all, before you get into any kind of relationship, know what you are able to understand and no longer understand. Like, what's your boundaries? What's your limits? Define it. Define it like word per word. Like, I do not want to be treated this way. I don't
I'm
want,
taking notes right
etc.
now.
Please do, because that has helped me in a lot of times that I was approached by many different men that I dated. I've dated a lot this year, don't get me wrong. Like, I've met a lot of people, a lot of characters in my life. The first time they kind of crossed my boundaries is a bye-bye for me.
Bye bye.
And that's okay. Like, people might say, oh, you didn't last with this guy, or it's a different guy, because he wasn't the guy for me. And that's fine.
Leave when you first see a red flag.
I mean, it's
'Cause,
not
di ba?
easy in your younger years, per se. You would give a lot of chances to these people, but quite honestly, once you grow up and you define your boundaries, oh, I want this guy, but this guy's not doing this for you, so why are you still there? So that's one. Two is also define what you want. Define your boundaries, define what you want. They think it's the same thing.
In your 20s, it's so hard to like know what you really want because you're still exploring.
And that's okay.
Like, daghan kay maka-influence ba?
And
sa
that's
mga
okay.
things.
Even there are people in their 30s right now who haven't figured it out. And that's fine. Because number two, if you don't know what you want, you really would not attract the person that you want.
Yeah, no, sometimes like I really want it figured out because para makabalo na ko ba, like dili na ko
But the
dili na ko
process, that's what's beautiful.
I know, but like sometimes no kay 'di ba, when you know what you want, then dali ra ka makakita og guy for you. Like, you won't be in a situation, or you won't dili na ka magantos og guy nga ingon ani kay kabalo naman kasi mo gusto, like you will automatically leave if makakita na din ka red flag, 'di ba?
But
Like,
also, it's the third one, which I would really say is the best one. It's knowing your worth. Once you know your boundaries, you know what you want, and know your worth, it's three different things, and people kind of like mix it up along the way, but it's three different things that you really have to realize within yourself. And once those three work hand in hand with each other, you no longer are afraid to communicate how you feel. Because to be honest, not every guy is a bad guy.
Yeah.
Not every guy is Prince Charming as well. But every guy knows how to listen. So from the get-go, if you tell them, this is what I need, this is what I want, this is
because you
what
teach
you can
people
cross.
man good how to treat you. So if for example like wala kay worth, and then makabantay na ang guy nga murag sayo na din ni siya kuan-kuanon kay musugot ra man siya.
That's true.
So 'di ba?
So if you make yourself available and you tolerate, you deserve what you tolerate.
You deserve what you tolerate, real.
Yes, you deserve what you tolerate. And it took me a long time to realize that as well.
Yeah.
But it's okay. It's a learning curve. It's a learning process. And
all
eventually,
learning.
when you're there, and I wouldn't say I'm there because there are still
They
things
still
that I
have a lot
to
of
figure
things
out.
to.
I would say what I've improved in terms of my love life this year is that I was able to communicate what I want.
Love
and
that for you.
just like be firm with it. Like
Guys, I will hard launch Trisha's
No.
relationship. She's finally in a relationship. And the
Yeah.
reason why she's not going out anymore is because she's in a relationship.
No, I would say it's not that. I would say it's just that I have found my person,
Yeah.
and the reason you kind of go out is to put yourself out there. I don't need to put myself out there anymore.
Yeah.
I do have my person. He's at home. Hi, baby.
Hi,
Hi, Baba.
Hi, Beshi.
Beshi, it's her Beshi now. He is also still figuring out life, and somehow along the way, and quite honestly, just me being able to communicate how I want, what I need to him, and him actually listening to it is probably the best dynamics I've had in a relationship
Yeah.
in so long. I thought I needed a guy who has figured it out. Wrong. There are guys who needs to be taught how to figure it out.
Figuring out.
Like,
But it's really nice doing life or like trying to figure out life together, diba?
it is, it is. And before I wouldn't believe certain things that he would say, but he made it happen. Like, oh, I'm gonna move to the Philippines, and I'm like, I believe it when it happens, and he's now here.
I like this guy for you.
Yeah, I think
Like,
he's a
he's not
very
all
nice
talk.
guy. Yeah, and I really hope that this relationship is the relationship that I would have for the rest of my life. But if it's not, then it's okay, because I
Yes.
also know within myself that something better would come along, and it always gets better.
It always
It
gets
always
better.
gets better, guys. Like,
Yes.
if someone is not treating you right and you're not leaving that relationship, that's on you.
Yeah.
Quite honestly, I'm not. It's gonna hurt. It's gonna be a hard pill to swallow. But if
Yeah.
you're tolerating a person right now that's not meant to be in your life, the universe
If you're
will
allowing the
find a way.
disrespect, then it's really on you.
The universe will find a way to
On
remove
you.
that person. The universe
Yeah.
will constantly give you a reason to remove that person. But if you really don't want to listen to all the signs, it will remove it. And it will
Yeah.
remove it in the worst possible way. So do you want to wait for it to happen, or do you want to leave? That's your choice. And so that's my advice to you in your next upcoming relationships and situationships, because you're still young. You're still allowed to date and to not meet the one. I wouldn't say the one, like the person that you want to be in your life.
Collect and select.
You can. And people might say like, oh, you need this kind of person in your life, etc. But then they don't really know you like you do. So get to know yourself, get to know what you need, what you want, your boundaries, and your worth. And then everything will follow.
Yeah, I think like out of all the relationship advice I got from my friends, the one thing that really gets stuck in my head is that we should really take our healing seriously. Cause like karon nga I had like mga past situationships, not really, like mga ka-talking stage lang, and like I just realized na wala pa jud ko na heal completely, cause like ma-attract lang ko sa more bare minimum or like mga kuan good nga things. So it's really important that you take your healing seriously.
I mean, you can heal along the way also, because the biggest thing I know now is that love shouldn't stop you from growing. It should actually nurture you to the growth or to your full potential. And I guess because we live in a day and age where we love to talk about it, we love to put it out in the world, it is kind of hard to just talk about the hard things as well, because you always want to show the good things. And that's why my relationship is a little bit more private now, because I feel like if it's out in the open and it's out in the world, a lot of people are going to judge it.
Yeah, it's really nice, like not really private and not di siya secret, but like
Yeah, not a secret, but
dili lang siya kuan ba.
private enough to be enjoyed by the two of you.
Yeah.
I feel like that's what was missing in all of my previous relationship. I always wanted it to be out in the open.
Kaya mura kag prove.
Yeah, but
yeah.
quite honestly, what are you trying to prove?
Yeah.
Like, prove something to yourself. And that's it. Like, if you can't even convince yourself, why are you trying to convince the world?
Real.
So, eventually you'll
I mean, no hate sa people
Yeah.
nga, like, they really want to
no
show.
hate, no hate.
Yeah.
That's also them because that's the kind of relationship that
They-
they've. I also was once like that. I wanted my relationship to be out in the open where everyone could see, but that for me came from a standpoint of insecurity. I was so insecure that I wanted everyone to know.
Oh,
No,
okay.
I'm in a relationship. Yeah, I can have a relationship, and that's one of my biggest insecurity: relationships. Because I thought I couldn't keep one, but lo and behold, I'm now in a
Not really a secret,
yeah, it's
but like,
a 4 month relationship actually,
congrats.
and it's been a very nice ride. Like, I feel like I have never met a person who listened to me the way he does, and I'm a yapper, so.
You really found your person.
And he also keeps me in check, which is not a lot of people can do, but it's nice. So I hope that one day you'd find that person too.
Pohon,
Oh,
in God's perfect timing.
okay. Before we end, I'd like to do this new segment which I called Issue or Not an Issue. It's a Trish Issues Fast Talk.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, nakuyawan ko ani.
Catching flights instead of feelings. Issue or not an issue?
Not an issue.
Okay. Still figuring out your career path at 25. Issue or not an issue?
Not an issue.
Ghosting instead of explaining. Issue or not an issue?
Issue.
Issue.
Issue. Because why ghost?
Falling for someone you met at work. Issue or not an issue?
Issue.
Issue if
Issue,
you're especially
issue.
if you're married.
Yeah, real.
Living with your parents in your mid-20s.
Not an issue.
Not an issue. We're very
Very Pinoy.
Pinoy. Texting your ex after a few drinks.
Issue.
Issue. Not wanting a 9 to 5 job.
Not an issue.
Yeah. Choosing sleep over a night out.
Not an issue.
Not an
Not an
issue.
issue na. Not an issue na.
Soft launching your relationship.
Not an issue.
Of course.
Of
Not
course.
an issue.
Everyone wants-
Forever soft launching, by the way.
Yes.
Blocking someone for your peace.
Not an issue.
Not an
Ano
issue.
nag-hesitate ko? Not an issue.
Traveling solo to find yourself.
Not an issue. Uy! Guys, nag-soul searching siya sa... yes, mo din ni. Ako na lang ang mag-story di ay.
Okay.
Fun fact. So, nag-soul searching siya sa Thailand. And then, instead nga, iya soul ang iya ma-search. Ang iya nakita niya soul, kaiha ng boyfriend karon. Diba?
I found my soul mate.
Soulmate.
Having no savings yet.
Issue.
I feel like that's something that we all have to
Yeah.
learn to do, like
Real. At some
right
point,
now.
diba?
Like right now.
Like right now, yeah.
Saying no to a stable job to chase your dream.
Issue.
Really? Why?
It depends lang because if you grew up rich, like there's really wala siya issue nga mo chase kasi imo dream.
Yeah.
And then kanang imo leave imong stable nga job.
Yeah.
But if you grew up like middle class and then you left your stable job for your dream and you're not really sure if kanat nimo nga dream kay makapa stable pod nimo ba,
Yeah.
'di ba, in the future. So,
I
yeah.
would say I have an opinion about this because I feel like a lot of people out there think that I'm also in a upper class.
Yeah.
I'm actually not. I grew up middle class, but my parents were always there for me. And growing up, I also realized, growing up with a lot of rich kids, I realized that I do not have the privilege to chase a dream without a safety
Yeah.
net. My own safety net is something that I should build thread for
Real.
thread. And no shame to the people
Like
who
that's
were,
just our take, huh?
yeah. No shame to the people that grew up with a safety net
Yeah.
on their own.
Because their parents really worked hard.
Worked hard. And, we are the chosen ones to break the
Yes.
generational
Curse,
trauma
ano.
and generational curse and bringing generational wealth to our
Wealth,
families. So
yes.
we are building that safety net thread by thread, tying it, knotting it together. And
Yes.
it is hard at first. And you would not understand, like, why am I here? Why am I
Yeah.
being the one who's pressured to do all these things? And then you realize, oh, because no one got to survive
Yes.
until you. So it's up to you if you want to let it go and just like,
Like it's
okay,
really hard, oy, like kanang settling for this job, settling for this course when you want to chase your dream job, dream
exactly.
course, dream like, 'di ba?
It is a privilege
Yes,
to
it's
be
really
able
a
to
privilege
chase
to
a
be able to
dream.
chase your dream.
It's such a first world kind of
Yeah.
problem. To be
Ay,
honest, and this is coming from an experience. Like
yeah.
I'm no shame to the
No shame, no
people who
shame.
have a
Because I
safety
grew
net.
up like, 'di ba, both of us, like we really had to hustle
Yeah, and I'm proud of
to
myself for
same
being
here.
able to do that. And shout out to everyone who shamed me for not being able to afford all the things that I couldn't back then. Calling me fake, for example, and
Kay more ba dayon na, 'di ba? If
yeah,
like
like
makapalit ka ani nga things
kat-kat na
with your
dayon ka,
hard-earned money unya mo nga ay kat mo na siya kay kanin ana
gold digger na dayon
like
ka.
para unsa pa nga nag lihok ko diri og
Exactly.
grabe
Like I'm
nagtrabaho ko para
traveling now because I get to earn the money
yeah,
that I travel with, or I'm enjoying the life's
fruits
pleasures right
of
now
your
because
labor.
I work to be in this stable
Yes.
environment that I am in. And I am so lucky to have met really great people in my life that has also pushed me to be where I
Yeah.
am right now. You know, whether they're still in my life or not, I'm still grateful for them. And that's the best thing I could do for now. Okay, next. Not wanting to date right now. Issue or not an issue?
Not an issue.
Yeah, I feel like you can take your time.
Yes.
Take all the time you want. Ha ha ha! This last one is juicy.
Okay.
Falling in love during a situationship. Issue or not an issue?
For me, it's not an issue.
Okay, why so?
Because, di ba, when you're in a situationship, like, you let yourself be vulnerable. Like, you can't help yourself nga kanang dili ka ma-fall in love anak nga person. And that's not really an issue. And if they don't like you, you can leave that situationship. You can like
Eventually.
makahawa ka ana and you'll say nga katong love nga ako gihatag, it was not a waste, like it's okay nga wala to nila dawata, and then makahunaw na ka
Love
nga.
that is given will go back to
Yeah,
you
will
multiplied.
eventually return, 'di ba? And then if you could like love that person nga wala gani ka gidawat, how much more
The
sa
right
sakto nga
person.
tao, 'di ba?
That's true. That's honestly so true.
Yeah. So for me it's not an issue if like na in love kasi mo situationship.
I would say I've
But
been
like run girl.
I've
Run.
been in a lot of situationships in my early 20s as well. And that's one thing that I don't regret. Falling in love too fast and just enjoying the moment with that person, because I also grew up with a lot of love. And if there is an excess of something, you have to share it
Maybe
to the
they
world.
really needed that love, 'di ba?
Exactly.
Mo na lang
Exactly.
atong i-gaslight sa tong
No, I don't think it's gaslighting. I think it's you know,
It's
if there
really
is
that.
if there are people that lacked love growing up, I was the person that
Yeah.
had so much love in me that I had to share it. And
We have so much love to give, 'di
yeah,
ba?
so I wouldn't say that I lost all the love. I still have that love.
And no shame gyud ha sa mga
No.
people nga na in love sila situationship kay murag lisod sad nga murag dili jud ka mada nga grabe na kay nilang pagkuan-kuan
A
niya.
situationship is technically a relationship without a label. Like you do all the relationship stuff without asking for a label, and that's
Yeah.
on you. Period. No, but yeah, like to be honest, no shame. You are in a situationship or in a relationship, whatever it is, you are investing time and feelings to this person, and eventually you're gonna realize, okay, enough is enough. But while you're still at it, like give all the love that you can give.
Yeah.
And you know, people might say like, oh, mahurot ra ko, or like kanang dili na nako kaya, then leave. Once that situation gets to a point where you no longer have enough love and respect for yourself, leave. And it might be easy to say now, but back then it also wasn't easy.
Easy.
I remember
Like
chasing.
it's really like easy for us to say it no, but to do
Ooh,
it kay
yeah.
it's really so hard.
I remember chasing over men that disrespected me a lot. I remember chasing a guy all over the world
O, diba?
just for the love that I felt that I could give that person. But then again, you shouldn't be the only person that's loving. You should think that that love should be reciprocated
I
at some
agree.
point. So, issue, not an issue pala.
Not an issue.
Okay, lastly, what's the biggest issue in your 20s that you feel like a lot of our listeners and viewers right now should hear and should learn from?
I think like in your 20s, you won't have everything figured out right away. Because like after graduation, we think na, ooh, like we will get this job right away, like mas successful na dayon ta. But it's really not. Like we'll go through a lot of period to get to where we have to be. We'll go through a lot of periods in life jud para maka ingon ta nga nana jud ta diri ah. So I think like we just need to trust in the universe.
I feel like you trust the process and you
Trust
enjoy
the
the
process,
process.
yeah.
I would say something similar. I would say don't rush your
Don't rush,
20s. I feel like I actually enjoyed a lot of the times in my 20s because I lived life
Yes.
to the fullest extent.
Enjoy your 20s. Like
Yeah.
you're only young
There
once,
are
diba?
so many memories that I wouldn't replace for the world in my 20s. And I am happy that I was able to enjoy it. You know, not a lot of people has the privilege to enjoy it the way we can. And I'm just very thankful that I also grew up to be the kind of person that gets to just not rush things. Have the privilege to just sit back, relax, and watch as things unfold.
Yeah, I think that
Because-
also. Just enjoy your 20s. The good, the bad, everything in between. Like, bisa na ang katong mga sad na moments. Just, you know,
And it's a privilege to actually be in our 20s. Also.
real.
There are a lot of people that we no longer have in our lives right now, and I wish they could, they could see me
Yes.
right now or just enjoy the things that, I actually enjoy right now as well. But it all happens for a reason. And
Everything happens for a
yeah,
reason.
we don't know. Tomorrow might not be the end of the world, but it might be the end of one other person or ourselves. And I would just like to look back and say, you know what? This life has been lived the way it was. And that's it.
That's it.
That was so real, and I wouldn't have done it without you, Nicole. Finally, our car podcast has finally been translated to the actual podcast. And thank you to BPS Visayas Studios.
Yes.
Shout out.
Shout out to BPS Visayas Media Hub team.
If you want to also do your own podcast, don't hesitate to contact us because we also double as the double agents of BPS
Yes.
Visayas. I enjoyed having this with you. I feel
Same
like we
here.
talk about this a lot, but not in this way. And
Not in front of the cameras.
yeah, and it's refreshing to be able to share this to our listeners out there.
Yes.
So if you like our episode for today, make sure to subscribe, like, and share this episode. And let me know, what issue would you like to hear next time? Once again, this is Trish Issues, and your favorite issue, life, friendship, and love. See you next time.